Yo, sorry to do this to you again, more car videos and shit. But anyway, so Bearingcab made a response to my video, which was me just edgelording out, insulting him and his channel and his life as much as I possibly could, because it was a parody of the way that Sargon of Akkad responded to me. And Bearingcab responded to that, talked about me being a hypocrite and offending my audience and all this kind of shit. And yeah, okay, yeah, it offended some of the audience because they didn't know what I was talking about or why I was suddenly edgelording out and being a total asshole about everything. But Bearingcab understood why I was doing it, because he was saying, Tim, you're more unstable than Sargon of Akkad, and you're worse than Sargon of Akkad because you were lying on your bed and you said fuck and you said you stupid cunt and you yelled and stuff. Therefore, Sargon of Akkad having a complete flip out over a tweet by Bernie Sanders.
Fuck you! Fuck you, Bernie! Fuck off! Trump did not try to divide you by race, religion, and gender and nationality. It's a fucking women's march, Bernie! Fuck! God, this is a...
Which, when put in context, was not even a surprising tweet, is exactly comparable to you being frustrated and annoyed at somebody like Bearing and then swearing at them and yelling and saying you can't and that kind of thing. And I think that was a false equivalency, because I was getting angry for valid reasons and not just flipping out, but expressing frustration over a interpersonal dispute that was going on. So I wanted to show him how false the comparison was by responding to him in an exaggerated version of Sargon of Akkad. And I think I achieved that. My main problem with my video is that it was way too long. I don't know how it turned out to be so long. It's like 18 fucking minutes or something. So it took a while to edit. Yeah, it was too long. I should have edited it down to half a length. But he says in his video, you know, oh Tim, you're as bad as the people that you're criticizing and stuff because you call stuff retarded and autistic and all this kind of thing, and you don't let your audience in on the joke. But the thing is, I'm fine with offending my audience. I have absolutely no problem with offending them. The thing that I do have a problem with is offending them without a deeper message, or without me saying something, or critiquing something, or criticizing something. And that video was literally just me doing an exaggerated version of an edgelord to point out that there's no argument there when you spend so much of your video just insulting somebody else's life, saying, you're a loser, your channel sucks, you're low energy, you're weak, oh I'm so above it all, I'm so above you. Like, why would you, if you're confident, why would you need to point out that you're above somebody else? Why can't you just respond to them and just be like, I agree with this, I disagree with that, I think you're right about this, I think you're wrong about that. But Sargon's law that he goes on about, that states people project their insecurities onto other people, and if that's the case, then Sargon's video was just loaded to the brim with projection.
You probably don't have any genuine friends. And honestly, I think that the reason you don't have any friends, like genuine friends, is because you're not a genuine person.
I was angry at Bearingcab because I had private conversations that he leaked to someone else for the purpose of just making me look bad and fucking me over. So he betrayed my trust in that sense, so I can't trust him as a person. I don't think he's a trustworthy individual, and that's the reason that he's one of the only people that I have blocked on my Twitter. It's just out of a trust thing. But I don't care about his voice, and I don't care how many subscribers he has. I'm sure his life's perfectly fine, like what do I care? That's the point. People do these personal attacks as a way of delegitimizing you before they even get to your argument. Oh, but Sargon's video had a lot of points in it too. Yeah, but a lot of his points weren't even they were barely even related to anything I was saying, and they were just loaded to the brim with insults and put-downs. I think that kind of passive-aggressive video shows a deep insecurity that somebody else has. And hey, I mean, I've probably got some insecurities in my life, that's absolutely fine, but why would I take it out on other people? I am impressed and I'm happy that Bearingcab seemed to get my point. On the offending the audience thing, because I didn't finish that, if I'm offending the audience for the sole purpose of critiquing something or parodying something, I'm perfectly fine with doing it, and I don't care how many people I offend. But if it gets so offensive that deeper message is so obscured that it gets completely lost, I'll pull back and be like, yeah, I've gone too far. But if I'm just saying retard or autist or nigger or faggot or any of these other words solely for the intent of degrading or putting down other people that I want to arbitrarily or place into those categories and say, you are this, you are that, which as far as I'm concerned is what Milo Yiannopoulos does in his talks, when he's like, you're a cancerous feminist and you're fat and you're ugly and you're autistic and whatever, all that kind of thing. It's solely for the purpose of putting down people. It's not parody, it's not satire, it's literally just you deserve to be abused verbally by me, and you have to put up with that, and that's the whole purpose. Whereas my video was more, this is vapid, this is vain, it's got nothing to do with your arguments. It's a complete waste of time. And if I'd done it the rest of the way Sargon did it, it would have just been full of straw man and me not listening to you and me completely mischaracterizing any arguments you had. Which, to be unfair to you, you didn't really have any arguments in that video. You just said, like, Tim yelled cunt, and Tim got frustrated. Therefore, he's exactly like Sargon of Akkad, having these constant meltdowns. But yeah, that's just that. I mean, I'm glad that he understood the purpose of my parody. And if some of the audience didn't find it funny, that's life. If some people didn't like it, I mean, that's also life. And yeah, I'll be following up this video with some renewed information about my views on the Milo Yiannopoulos UC Berkeley situation, because I feel that a lot of the audience didn't really get where I was coming from, and a lot of like free speech warriors in the comments screaming freedom of speech, and you just have a problem with Milo Yiannopoulos' views. That's why you think he should be disinvited, and other people bizarrely saying that I love violence, even though I said I don't like the violence. But it's a little bit nuanced, and I'm going to explain that further on my next video, just in a meeting room at my work. Now I'm not in the car, so I'm going all out with the different angles today. But there was one more thing that I wanted to comment on about Bearingcab's video. Towards the end of his video, he said how his fiance came into the room, and she was watching the video with him, and they got to the bit where I was talking about autism and going, duh. She didn't like it, so they turned off the video. And he was saying, you know, that was offensive and that was going too far. So I'm sorry that your fiance was unironically put off or offended. I mean, I think offended downplays it a little bit. So yeah, put off by that. But what stands out about that to me is the fact that what I was doing, like pretending like being autistic makes you stupid. What I was doing was just physically acting out the way people talk about autism online. I know people online who are autistic, and they're really good people, and they're really intelligent, and they're cool. And I don't understand things like saying that's autistic screeching, or you're an autist, or low-level autism. And the video that I was responding to by Sargon of Akkad, he said that what I was doing, like my criticisms of him, were low-level autistic screeching.
Basically, autistic screeching.
And I guess high-level autistic screeching is like really bad, stupid stuff, because autistic people, in the minds of people like Sargon of Akkad and other people online, are stupid. They're dumb people. They exist to be made fun of. So I was just taking that to a logical extreme. I was just making it more obvious in the way that they do it. And even then, in Sargon's own video, he described my criticisms as autistic screeching.
This is like low-level autistic screeching.
Where was Bearingcab on that? Any criticisms of that at all? No, none. And that's exactly what I was saying. I was saying it's fucking disgusting and it makes me sick. The way people act like autistic people are stupid and unworthy. And when people say you're autistic, it's always weird to me because they are insulting autistic people in order to insult you. So I never understood this idea of I'm going to insult a random group of people just to get at you. Why would I want to insult autistic people just to insult you? So I understand that part of my video was very offensive, but it was purposefully offensive. Because I was saying, look, this is the way people think of autistic people in this edgelord culture. And if they didn't think of them that way, then why would they continuously use autistic people as the butt of their jokes when they're trying to say somebody else is stupid? So I understand that was offensive. And so I'm sorry to your fiance about that. But have you ever had a problem with that before, with people saying this is autistic screeching, that is autistic? I mean, it's ideological. So long as it's a feminist on the other side or a social justice person or whatever, as if you've ever complained about that, as if you really care about that. You're a fan of Bearing, who just recently impersonated an abused trans person just to troll Steve Shives. So that's how little he cares about trans abuse. He's willing to use it just to troll Steve Shives. Where's your complaints there? But no, he's like the patron of your channel, and you're willing to suck up to that guy, and you don't care anything he says about like you're retarded or you're autist or retard or anything. You don't care. So excuse me if I just think it's crocodile tears. But I do understand how it could come off wrong, and maybe your fiance's smarter than you. Maybe she's not a Bearing or Sargon fan. But in the very video I was replying to, Sargon said, this is autistic screeching, and it's crickets from you. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to take you very seriously on that. Peace.